Okay, if you're late and you have no patience, do not throw your unrest onto the others. Please. Go as you can, go as fast as you could, but do not interfere with the others. For if you have chosen to awaken and to move late, if you have chosen to be late, now if we are in dire straits, there's a different story. If light is meant to go on, it is to go on. Here we are going to talk about the connecting star system. In order to create this star in the center, okay, we have to understand what offline and online is. This is X and this is O. They're the only two letters. They're the 15th and the 24th letter. This will create 8 and 6, 15. This will create 5 and 6, 11. 11 and 15 is 26. 6, 22, 6, X and O. This is what it looks like. You cannot put an O inside here until it becomes this size. O does not exist inside X until it becomes this size. Okay? X will create the circle. O can create the square only because of these lines and because we bordered the inside. You see the circle on the inside? Because when the two lines touch, it actually looks like a circle because they go over each other, thickening their lines. Just talking, okay? You can express your... Now, the only way to create the letter I is this way. There's no other way. But in reality, there's no dot at the top, but the dot comes from the energy between these two lines here. We want to connect the top to the bottom. We have to understand what the angles are over here and take those angles into a second level. Is it from here to here on this corner? 135, because we dropped 3 levels from here to here to here. From here to here is 45. From here to here, I'm imagining is 90. From here to here is 135, and if it was straight up, it'd be 180 degrees. That's the way I calculate it, and I could be 100% wrong. Please tell me this is what it looks like. 135 ACE. We want to create it this way. This is what it looks like in the larger level. Now imagine, okay, if this, the top of this and the bottom of this were at the same height. This would be the X marks the spot, looking down. The half-life space. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 6 on the outside, 2 on the center, 3, 2, 1. Why? Because in the center of this, of the void, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, space 2, 3, space 2, 1, space 2, 3, empty space 2, 2, 2, the reverse empty space 8, 8, 8, 3 and 3 is 6, 9 and 7 is 16, bringer of the light of go, G and O. This is the letter P and this is the letter F. 7. Okay. So now we're going to go to Deimos, now we're going to go to Phoebus, and now we're going to go to Mars. Spell Mars, we get 51. Spell Mars again in the short count of Pythagorean, and you get 24. At the same time, if you're individualizing the numbers and bringing 1 and 6 to a 7, you will also bring the S letter as to 1 and 9 is a 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, bringing Mars to 15, 51, or 66. The 9 lives of the cat rest inside Mars. If you notice, when the O and S comes together, it says half of the current because the M is here. 3 letters in a row, 0, 0, 0, 4 and 5 together creates the 9. It is the only 2 that create the 9, is it? 6 and 3, which is C and F, and that would be the Celsius level, creating your 9, 6, and 3. So if you have CFIs, okay, wouldn't that come into the cooling system inside of Deimos? This is the sum of half, sum of I. Sum of 2, because D says 2 of I is half of mus, half of us, which comes into Phoebus, demons and phobias. The total here is 6 and 5. 6 and 5. Let's do it again. 19, 34, or 43, the DC current. This happens to be the moon, the letter M and the letter O. M and O, 13 and 15, 4 and 6, the current running east and west. 19, 34, 47, cycle of the moon, of the sky, 4 by 7, 4 plus 7 equals to the 39. Equals to the 39. That runs out in Phoebus. Again, the moon cycle runs out. The continuation of this comes out from this. The star system, Deimos and Phoebus running out of Saturn because the numbers connect. 3447 and 1865, the red sun. 65, now it becomes 711. 711. 56 and 34. Where did I get this 34? I don't remember, but that's where it comes in. It is 3 and 4. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. 3 and 4. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. 5 and 6, 7, 11. 28, the moon's cycle. 2 times 8, 2 plus 8 equals 16 and 10, the transmission of the moon's cycle. 7 come 11, 18, the R system. 38 is the church, 29 is the birth. Then we start adding up 180 plus 65 is 245. 45 is the fox. There's 2 foxholes on it equaling to 90. 90 again is the birth. I'm not going to start explaining it all. It's just how it works out. Phoebus, when you total it out, 39 and 47 equals to 86. 86 in Deimos, 65. 155, 51. Jesus Christ, 11, 11. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 11, 11. Inside of Mars, 15, 51. 15, 51. The same 2 numbers with the moons added. What does it come out to? D.P.M. The Cuba is the portal. Maybe one of the reasons they set up whatever they did there, because they set it up around the world to know. Inside the sky system, you need certain elements. Underneath the oceans, however it works, I do not know. It sets up. So between Deimos, Phoebus, and Mars, Mars gets a 6. Phoebus gets a 5. Deimos gets a 2. It becomes 652. 52 is the Earth. 65 is the runner of the red sun and creation. 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 is 30, and 11, 41, which is also a match for USA and DNA. And how much money do you have in your pocket? 1 penny, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. That's 41, DNA. If you have the dollars, you have the $1, you have the $2, you have the $5 is 8, you have the $10 is 18, you have the $20 is 38, you have the $50, you have 88. If you count it the other way, okay, you have the 50, the 20, and the 10, and that's 80. Then it becomes 85. You count this way to see one thing, you count that way to see the other thing. Now 50, 20, and 10 is 80, plus 18 is 98, becomes the high sky. Anytime you see S and O together, that is half of the high sky, and it is also half of her, because it says the explanation. Deimos says half of her inside of here, or half of us. When you see Mars or 51 or S and I, that means part of Mars, 5 and 1. The 1 spirit, and the 5 represents 50 because the 5 is before. And don't forget, it's both ways. The 1 spirit one way, 15 the other way. You use them together and you come up with the total reality, however you understand it, because it's all a science. I am only coming here to break down the elements of creation. So Mars is the greatest factor. We must be talking about Mars because we're coming to the end of the greatest cycle, the cycle where we understand a whole lot more than not just looking into the sky, not just figuring out the numbers, but working on all the science that they have ever put together and bringing those numbers to numerological, mathematical understanding between what is, what we have created for names, because that's what's in our head. What is in our head is in the star system. It is the vibration that brings the truth out, because we're adding up the truth of the creation of all the best. Everybody that ever got an award in this world, it is all put down. It is put in books. We are reading the books, and from those books, we read the codes of the truth. Everybody has got diplomas from it, and then from their diploma, I learn that that is the reality. If 1 and 1 is 2, then from that answer, I will learn the inside of the code of why 1 and 1 and where 1 and 1 came from inside the numerological calculation, inside words and letters and games people play. Raphael, 7286, coming to you from the House of Paint. Thank you for watching.